Okay, the phone overheated and shut off. We were finishing up. I was just showing that basically these, you do not have to over tighten them, just snug them, give it a hit. This should not move, bump on it. That'll be plenty tight. While I'm on this wrench, if you want to adjust your foot stretchers, basically it fits the nuts on here and on here. So if you want to move the position, loosen up and tighten up. If you want to change the foot position, basically you can loosen this and you can loosen these, and then you can change the angle of this foot position. And then once you have finished that, loosen them up. So if you want to change the angle, that allows this to slide to give you more or less of an angle on your feet. And you have to adjust that for how you are. You can also make an adjustment here by moving these up and down to ultimately set this like you are. Obviously your feet, you will go into here, and these can be adjusted up and down, and you'll set the boat up so it fits you. You want to not have the back of this hitting the bottom of the boat. So do not put it down all the way to the bottom like this, because as you row, you'll eventually wear a hole in the fiberglass. You do not want to be down any farther than right about here, so you're not hitting. Make sure you're not hitting the bottom of the boat with the bottom of this plastic right here. So you'll set that for your personal preference, how you like it. And whenever you adjust the foot stretchers back and forth, basically you loosen this one, loosen this one, loosen this one. You'll be able to move these. You want to make sure they're square, and then tighten them back down. You just want them finger tight. And these are another item. It's good, at least if you're rowing like we are all the time, basically once a month, just unscrew them and re-grease them and put them back down. But you should be able to adjust those with your hands. That takes care of that. Really quickly, so my phone doesn't overheat. This is the hatch, and if you look very carefully at the hatch, right in the center right here, there's actually a small hole drilled. When you put the hatches in the boat, and the boat is meant to be stored with these out so the boat will dry out, you don't need to super tighten it, just put it down nice and, just put it down snug. But the boat needs to breathe, and there's little holes in this hatch so that the boat, when it's sealed up, when the drain plug is in, the expansion of heat and contraction of cold, it won't just break the boat. If you are rowing in a lot of big water and you have water covering this area of the boat, when you go in, you will have a small amount of water in the boat, depending on how long you're out. Basically, you'll get maybe a teacup of water in there. The boat does have 3 watertight compartments. When you get the boat, you look inside, you'll see there's actually a watertight compartment. It's actually a drain, it's actually a plug. You can open that up so water flows all the way through. You leave the plugs in, and that gives you a watertight compartment up here, in the center, and in the back for flotation. Obviously, when you row, you want the hatches in. This is the sliding seat. The way the sliding seat goes on the boat, this is intended to be forward. I've seen people go both ways, but we prefer it forward also. Couple things. Before we put the seats on, we take a rag and we wipe out these tracks, make sure there's no dirt, and to get any remaining grime out of there. And I will tell you, we wash them out too, and that's how much of this ground up wheel and aluminum dust just stays in these tracks. Try not to get it on you. The seat has a little hook mechanism right here, and that hooks under the outside of the rail. So when you put the seat on, you put the seat on by putting the front wheels in the track. You lower the back, and you can look and see that part actually goes under the inside of the rail right here. You slide it forward. When you get to the back wheels, you go over the back. Now you get to here. On some of the seats, you may have to give it a little bit of a tap to get it over. You know you're correct if you lift up and the seat will not come off, and the seat should roll freely. There's the seat, and there you are. Also, I talked about let's go back to the oars for a minute. We carry a number 10 wrench on a little float. So anyway, anytime we want to adjust the oars, we can as far as the feather. I talked about setting the oars. So a couple things real quick. I'll show you this. Hopefully you can see this. We'll get this where the sun kills my boat. This is the way the oars go on the boat. The first thing is the oar lock goes to the back, always to the back. If it's like this, this is backwards. The oar lock goes to the back, you open the gate, you put the oar in, put it in between the blade and the block. It goes in here. Once it's in there, you can close the gate. One way you know you're right, and you make sure your barrel goes down and locks over, okay? You'll know you're right that the oar cannot come off the boat, okay? Unless you open the gate, it will not come off the boat. Another reason for these collars. So there it's now on the boat, it cannot come off. I talked about the feathering. Because the oar is in the block here, how much pressure it takes to flick it back and forth. That's what I was talking about, changing this adjustment. If you tighten this way down, you'll have to apply more force to turn the blade. We have ours set pretty loose. We like them loose. Some people like them tight where it actually knuckles over. But the blade, as you're rowing, these flat sides, actually, the blade finds its place. You row, but it lets it. And you're rowing, this is in the row position, it's a quarter turn back, this is in the feathered position. And you don't want to overcompensate for that. You want to let it find its spot. It becomes very natural. But if you want to change the resistance as you flick the oar back and forth, you would change it by making this distance smaller to tighten it, larger to loosen it. Another thing is cross on the oars. So what we've done on this boat, there are particular measurements for how you set these boats up. But I've set our oar pins all the way to the outside, as far as it'll go, all the way out to the outside on both oars. Then I've set our collars, and you set everything equal, and this is about the amount of cross that we like right here. So when we're rowing and our hands are going back and forth, your left is always over your right. That's the amount of cross. Some people talk about rowing uncrossed, where these actually do not cross over each other. There's two problems with that. One is the physics. If you move this out, as you move out, you're shortening your lever and you're increasing the amount of force out here. So as you keep shortening this up, you're pulling with a shorter and shorter stick. It's being very hard on you. The second thing is this. If you think about rowing out in the big sea, and you may come to a point that you want to lock yourself in and hold your oars. If you stick your hands out, you can only hold so much force like this. If your hands are crossed, you bring your oars together, you cross them, and you lock your wrists together. Now, if you'll walk back, well, actually I'll do it over here. If you're rowing, and you cross your hands like this, you actually have a pretty formidable amount of force that you can apply and you can hold. And you can lock your hands together and you can use the oars and press against each other, and you can hold yourself solid in rough conditions if you get in trouble. If your hands are unlocked like this, you have nothing to do. You're very restricted in how much pressure you can apply. So this is another reason to row with a cross. Additionally, I'll tell you, any traditional sculler who rows with you is going to be looking for these oars to be crossed, and it's going to be set up for left over right. And if you set your boat different, other scullers will maybe give you some grief about that. Okay, last thing I'm going to point out real quick. I'll go to the back of the boat here. Go back here. There's a drain plug in the back. These are available at West Marine for $5. I will tell you that they pop out really easily, as well as they pop in really easily. And when you leave them like this, it's really easy to knock them out and lose them. And we have lost a number of them just like that. So $5 at West Marine if you want to carry some replacements. What we typically do is anytime we move the boat or trailer the boat, we just take the plug out and keep it out of the boat. You do not want to leave the boat stored with the plug closed and the hatches closed. And actually, if you come out of the water and you're sitting here, like here we are in Florida on a very hot sunny day, and we know we're going to come in for 2 hours, I actually will either open a hatch or I'll open a plug, because the boat will actually build air pressure. Even with the little drain holes, it will build air pressure. So if I'm going to be in out of the water, I'll either loosen this, I'll take a hatch out, or loosen it so the boat does not over pressurized. I think that's about all I have. If there's anything else, I'll do another video. Thank you, good luck. Can't wait to see you out on the water.